Edge of Tomorrow, the science action film by Doug Liman, starring Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt and Bill Paxton. It follows Major William Cage, played by Tom Cruise, a public relations officer who got caught in a time loop during a alien invasion. Each time Cage dies, the days reset, forcing him to relive the same battle over and over every day until he defeats the enemy. He teamed up with Rita Vertasky, Emily Blunt, a skilled warrior. Cage must learn to use the time loop to his advantage to defeat the aliens, remembering in the past of what went wrong and what he could do right. The movie was praised by the certain critics, and had thrilling action sequences and strong performances, especially from Cruise and Blunt. It also was a box office success, garnering a cult following, clever use of the time loop concept, and engaging character development. One of the standout aspects of Edge of Tomorrow, its performance, particularly Emily Blunt's portrayal of a battle-hardened soldier. She brings a level of toughness and vulnerability to the character components of Tom Cruise's portrayal of cowardly officer turned reluctant hero. The time loop structure of the film is another strength, keeping the audience engaged by offering fresh twists on each repetition, not knowing what's going to come next, especially towards the end of the movie. The action scenes are very thrilling, and the visual effects, including design of the alien enemies, are striking and immersive. The pacing of the film is well managed, as it avoids feeling too repetitive despite the constant resets of the day after he dies. The time loop allows character growth, and the film execution of the concept keeps things tense, interesting throughout the movie, and captures the audience's perspective. However, there is some weaknesses in the film in my perspective. The repetitiveness of the time loop, although it is essential to the plot, it could feel a little repetitive to some viewers, particularly in the middle sections where the resets become somewhat formulaic. Additionally, side characters such as Bill Paxton's character are not fully explored, leaving them feeling underdeveloped and, not knowing the deeper story of them, and possibly, a couple scenes that could be added that could really help push the movie just a little farther and make it a little better. While it doesn't detract significantly from the overall experience, it would have been nice to have more depth on just the supporting cast. In terms of themes, Edge of Tomorrow explores heroism, sacrifice, and the idea of learning from one's mistakes. That's one thing I really liked about it. I'm also a big fan of war movies, but I know that with this being on the little scientific side, it explored it as a different option. I really enjoyed it. The dynamic between Cage and Vertasky is central to the narrative as their partnership evolves from distrust to mutual respect. Especially the ending, I think it was very good. It kept you on your seat to that point where they met, and kind of the day reset for her, but he had his life to look forward to of not having to fight over and over and over again. The film also dives in the psychological toll of repeating the same events and emotional growth that results from repeated failures. That's also another highlight I like, because you're able to learn something every day, and something I go by is getting better, 1% better every day. So I feel like that movie highlighted that theme very well. Yeah. The structure of the film clearly uses repetition to build attention and reveal character transformation, keeping the audience invested well into the end of the outcome. Overall, Edge of Tomorrow is a refreshing take on a time loop genre, combining strong performances with actors, engaging action with the war, and a unique premise to create an enjoyable sci-fi thriller. I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10 for its creativity, solid performances, and high-stakes action, but it lost a point due to some of the repetitiveness and the underdevelopment side of the side characters. It's definitely a film worth watching for fans that love action and science fiction, so I'd highly recommend it to anybody that likes films. And also a nice benefit of it, it wasn't really too long, so it definitely kept your attention if you have a short attention span. Thanks.